In today's fast-paced world of fashion and social media, the beauty industry is constantly evolving, and so are the beauty standards. From fair skin to slim figure, modern society has witnessed a surge in innovative and sometimes downright bizarre beauty trends. But interestingly, such weird beauty trends are not a new thing. There has been many beauty trends far more bizarre and weirder in the Middle Ages than in today's time. So what were these weird beauty trends? And were they really any worse than in today's time? To find this out, let's travel back in time to the Middle Ages. No brows and lashes. During the Middle Ages, the forehead was the focal point of a woman's face, defining her beauty. To draw attention to their forehead, the brows had to be reduced. As a result, women in the Middle Ages heavily plucked their brows until they were barely visible. They saw it as resembling a child, innocent and pure, Hernandez says. It was genuinely a blank face with little expression, because the hairline was tweezed very high and the brows had been cut off. The eyes were the only color remaining on the face, which was largely pale and round. So if you ask for advice on how to care for your lashes, you'd be offered a set of tweezers. However, if you no longer wished to participate in the fashion but your brows had grown back lightly, it was popular to make false brows out of rodent hair. If a woman over-tweezed and her hair did not grow back, they used mice or other furry rodents to make small hair pieces for her brows. This type of hair was later replaced by human hair from the Orient, Hernandez explains. During the Elizabethan era, many women dyed their brows a reddish blonde color to honor Queen Elizabeth, who was strawberry blonde. The lesson here is to make sure you know what you're doing with the tweezers. Skin bleaching. If you wanted to whiten your face for fashion reasons rather than to save your life because you're a witch, there were numerous powder cosmetic formulations available. But they all shared a common theme: poisons. White lead was a common lightening agent for creams and powders. Bleaching the complexion involved the use of several acids, including lead and vinegar. Lotions and lotions were commonly available to bleach the skin. The majority contained mercury, lead, carbolic acid, and mercuric chloride, Hernandez says. Many of these were cut up with flour, but after a while the woman became ill and disfigured as a result of the components. But it doesn't mean some ladies didn't take advantage of those dangerous ingredients. Enter the brand Aqua Tofana, which would knowingly add poison to their powder and sell it to wealthy women who wanted to kill their husbands in order to gain complete control of the family wealth. Aqua Tofana, a liquid mixture sold in 1650, contains lead and arsenic. Women used it to poison the wine or meals of their husbands or other family members, killing them. If it had been made into powder, it would have killed the wearer as well, because this poison can be absorbed through the skin. Hernandez explains. The woman would apply it to her face, invite her husband to kiss her on the cheek, and gradually poison him with the cosmetic. I know it's quite sinister, but very clever at the same time. No lipstick or makeup. Assume you heard all of the teachings at Sunday Mass about the faults of cosmetics, but still wanted to add some color to your lips. It wasn't as simple as going to the corner drugstore and selecting your favorite color. There was a lot at stake. There were laws written to force women into not wearing makeup. They regarded it a type of betrayal or fraud against men or partners, a distortion of what you genuinely look like, and hence a crime. Women were so afraid of being imprisoned or executed for witchcraft that the usage of any beauty aids decreased dramatically during this time. However, there were a few determined ones who continued to experiment with their pots and paints. The most typical approach to provide color was through roots and flowers. Some of the ingredients included berries, beets, and alkanet root. These ingredients would be combined with fats to create balms or used uncooked to apply color to the skin, Hernandez says. And there was some leniency with that bit of color society, agreed enough to turn a blind eye to lip shadows in rose or lily tints, because those colors are associated with purity. As long as you don't go overboard with berries and beets, you'll be fine. No moles and pimples. Skin was important in the Middle Ages, and not simply because women aspired to have the pale, radiant skin of the reigning Lady Regency. Freckles, moles, and birthmarks were regarded as witchcraft stains, the result of erotic nighttime entanglements with the devil. Any marks on the body were believed to be evidence of being different, and different meant evil in medieval times, Hernandez said. As a result, ointments and recipes for getting rid of all marks were essential. Body odor. The church was terrified of the nude body and all its temptations at the time, so it advised its adherents to avoid washing in order to maintain a religious lifestyle. Since it became ordinary practice to go months without soap, people had to devise inventive workarounds to keep their body odor at bay. The widespread usage of perfumes and aromatic spices comes from the fact that people did not bathe frequently in the past. They'd hang pomanders, or dried oranges stabbed with cloves, on the dress skirts to keep odors at bay, Hernandez says. Fragrant spice sachets would be tucked into various places on the body, including the bosom, underarms, and skirts. There were even extra cloth pieces that could be removed after becoming immersed with sweat under the armpits of elegant ball gowns. Because bathing was not a daily event, women were not required to smell. Golden hair. Even though there were no drugstores, ladies nevertheless lightened or darkened their hair. The medieval women had their tricks, including handmade tints and magical hair lightening stones. Flaxen hair was the chosen color for ladies because angels were frequently pictured as blonde. To do this, various novel measures were implemented. While some would apply black sulfur, honey, and alum to their hair and sit in the sun to lighten it, others would grab for opal jewelry. They believed that wearing an opal necklace would keep their hair golden. Pale skin. Even if you didn't have an earl or duke to kill, being pale was quite fashionable. Some women would even go so far as to use blue ink to make their skin appear paper-thin and translucent. Drawing blue veins on the skin was a typical habit at the time, because the outfits exposed the breast and bosom. They would whiten the face with powders and then draw the veins to make the skin appear translucent and pale, allowing you to see through it. Hernandez describes having translucent skin as delicate and ethereal. We have contouring and strobing today, whereas they had vein painting back then. Well, so here were some of the most bizarre and weird beauty trends and tips I found. From wearing opal necklaces to lightening hair and drinking the water of a flowering weeping willow to combat acne. It's a good thing that fashions change every year, else we might be combating freckles with bull's blood right now. Hope you liked this video. Subscribe to my channel Medieval Mind for more. Goodbye.